Okay, so now we're gonna do range of motion of the plantar flexors. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna be doing this motion right here, like Caden stepping on the gas. So go ahead and step on the gas for me. Perfect, we do that for 5 to 10 reps. And now I'm going to stretch the dorsal flexors by doing plantar flexion. And so Caden would go into tissue resistance and we would hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to stretch Caden's soleus. So how we're gonna do that is I'm just gonna bring his knee to flexion, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have his ankle, and then he's just gonna do dorsal flexion like that. Okay. I'm gonna push him into dorsal flexion, so we do this motion right here, and we'd hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to be taking Caden into dorsal flexion, and so how I'm gonna be doing that is I'm gonna stabilize right here. I'm gonna have the heel of his foot. I'm just gonna be taking him into this motion right here, which is dorsal flexion. I'm gonna do that for about 5 to 10 times. So Caden, if you can go ahead and do that for me by yourself, it would do that actively again for 5 to 10 times. Okay, and to stretch the plantar flexion by doing the plantar flexors by doing dorsal flexion, we just go ahead and push dorsal flexion until tissue resistance, and we'd hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch Caden's knee flexors by doing knee extension. So I'm going to go ahead and stabilize here, and bring him up a little bit, and then I'm going to push him down. And we do that for about 30 to 60 seconds.
Pause it.
Okay, now I'm going to stretch his knee flexors again, but I'm going to do in-range knee extension. So I'm going to go ahead and stabilize right here on top of his thigh, and we're just going to pull his leg up, and we'd hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to stretch Caden's knee flexors by bringing him into normal knee extension. And so there is a towel under Caden's leg, and so I'm going to have this, like that. And he's just going to push into my hand. Nope, that's not right. I'm going to push. Okay, so now we're going to do some range of motion of the hip internal and external rotators. So I'm going to go ahead and get Caden's leg bent. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do internal first. And so we do this motion right here. Right? So go ahead and do that motion for me, Caden.
Hold on, what is it? What is this?
This is external rotation. Sorry, go ahead and do that motion for me. Perfect. Now we're going to we would do that for 5 to 10 times, and now we're going to do internal rotation of the hip. So we're just going to be doing this motion right here. Okay, so go ahead and do that for me. And again, we do that for 5 to 10 times. Okay, I'm going to stretch the hip abductors, the TFL, and the IT band. And so how I'm going to do that is I'm going to stabilize right here at his pelvis. Here, relax. Your knee. Then I'm going to go ahead and push Caden with your bent, and I'm just going to push Caden down, and I'll do that for 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so we're going to do range of motion of the ab and adductors, the hip ab and adductors. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be doing this motion right here. Okay, and then for adduction, I kind of move this leg out of your way. So we do this motion, and do that motion. So Caden, if you want to go ahead and do that for me.
Which one?
You can bring your leg out towards me, and then go ahead and bring your leg as much as you can in. There we go. And that would be adduction. We do that for 5 to 10 reps. Okay, and go ahead and put your leg back on the plinth for me. I'm going to go ahead and do stretch the abductors. So I would do I'm going to cradle right here. And I'm going to hold your leg, and then we're going to be doing this motion right here. And we're going to hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to stretch the rectus femoris. And so how I would do that, I'm going to go ahead and flex your knee. Sorry, I'm going to get my hand up here. We're just going to be doing this motion right here. And we'd hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. And range of motion, we would stabilize here at the same spot, and then we'd just be doing this motion right here. Okay, Caden, if you can go ahead and do that for me. Perfect, and we do that for 5 to 10 reps, and that's elongation of the rectus femoris. Okay, so we're going to do range of motion of your hamstring. So what I'm going to do is just going to bring you through this motion here. Right, and if you can do that for me. Perfect. And we do that for about 5 to 10 times. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch Caden's iliopsoas. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring your knee up like this, and I'm going to pull this leg down, and we'd hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do some hip hyperextension.
Okay.
So we're just going to be doing this motion right here. Alright, and if you can go ahead and do that motion for me. Alright, perfect. We do that for about 5 to 6 times. Okay. Hi, Caden. My name's Lauren. I'm going to be your student physical therapist assistant today. Today we're just going to be doing some range of motion of your leg, just doing some motions with your leg, and then we're going to do some stretching as well, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some, I'm going to passively take you through some hip flexion and extension. So I'm just going to go like that. This, oh, I'm supposed to be here. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you do that actively. We do that for about 5 to 10 reps. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and stretch your glute maximus. So how I would do that is go into this, and I'm just going to go into hip flexion, and you'd hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. All right, and while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and stretch your hamstrings as well. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to cradle you here, and I'm just going to take you into that motion, and I'm going to hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. All right, perfect. Okay, good. So now we're going to do some range of motion of the inversion and eversion of the ankle. So I'm going to bring you in first for inversion. All right, Caden, if you can do that for me. Bring you in, okay? You're going to do that for 5 to 10 times. And now we're going to do eversion. So Caden's going to come out. You got some bad eversion, so go ahead and do that for me. Oh, never mind. You got some good. Okay, so now we're going to stretch the inverters and the everters. And so to stretch the everters, I'm going to push them into inversion, and I'm going to hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, and then to stretch the inverters, I'm going to bring them into eversion, and I'm going to hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. So like that. Perfect.